Hello everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 32 of Darwell20's Let's Play of OceanBlock2, where I'm getting my simulation chamber, I'm getting my loot fabricator, because between the last two episodes, I went hunting for wither skeletons, and I quickly learned I wasn't going to get that many skulls, because all I have is looting 3. Like, we don't have beheading, we don't have anything that's going to really make getting skulls easy, so rather than simulating withers, I decided, why don't I just kill 6 of these dudes, the wither skeletons, and then we're good, right? Like, who cares? And then we can make all the wither skeleton skulls we want and spawn a couple withers. And then if it turns out we need like thousands of nether stars, then we can do the whatever. It's not a big deal to get another deep mob learner thing, right? So long story short, we're going to want to know how to make this stuff. I should probably have clay on the to-do list at some point, but for now, this will do, right? Not a biggie. So that's cool, that's cool. And what's good is there's a lot of things that these components... Ooh, generalized Twilight. Is Twilight even in this pack? I had no idea Twilight Forest was in this pack. Is Twilight Forest in the pack? It is not. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, like... But I thought this would only show up if there's, like, Twilight Forest in the pack. But apparently no. It shows up no matter what, so that's fine. Okay, so... Ooh, what's this? Store selections or loot fabricator. All right. Oh, that's cool. You can copy and paste the loot fabricator now. That's neat. That's neat. Okay, anyway, where was I? Making stuff. Yeah, hostile neural networks. Should that be an island unto itself? Sure, why not? So what we can do is get some mechanism cables. Really should be making, more of these. Oh, and steel's gonna have to be like on my to-do list of things to automate. We'll get there when we get there. Hey. So what I'll do is, as previous, I'm going to kind of like corner this. Because these platforms, I want to like try and make them so that they're at least navigatable, right? It won't always happen, obviously, but like, you can try. So then over in this corner here, we can have, a little bit of power coming up. Technically, I can save myself that. And then we've got our simulation chamber and our loot fabricators getting juiced up. We can pop this dude out of here. We can pop him right into there, and with this, and then we're good to go. And then if we want to speed things up a little bit, not a problem. We can get our generalized nether predictions going on there. We can get our wither skeleton doohickeys, get ourselves some skulls, and that's enough to spawn 2 nethers, right? Spooky skeleton time. So that's pretty cool. Make another 100, please. Cool. And at that rate, we just got, tons of the stuff. Easy. Easy. All right, not too shabby. Now, the other thing we're probably going to want to do is some kind of, like, importing of this stuff. But this can be used to make all kinds of good stuff, right? Like, tons and tons of stuff, including soul sand, I think. Yeah. So we can get, like, a healthy amount of soul sand, courtesy of those things. Whether or not I run applied energistics all the way out here to import bus off of these, we'll find out. We'll find out what I decide to do. I have no idea what I'm going to do at any point, at any time in the future. I'll just, It's the nature of the Minecraft pack, right? Like, we don't know how things are going to play out. I'm just going to do stuff. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is compact machines, because why not, right? Let's get, like, the diamond-sized one and see if that's, like, big and, enough, right? So, like, you do thing, right? And we can get, like, a compact machines island. Okay, and then you can be configured to be... Oh, that's cool. They added a sound effect. How cool is that? That is super cool. Okay. Must only play on the first time, but a sound effect nonetheless. So, in this little space, we could totally have like a little, spawn the wither kind of situation. And hopefully I can survive this. And if not, I'm ready to escape with a click of this button. But I'm hoping between invulnerability, healing, and I threw sharpness on my sword real quick off camera, that will not be too hard. Here goes nothing. I don't have any protection on my armor, so I probably should have that on, but meh. Might be in trouble. Getting out of there. I escaped, though. Technically. Technically escaped. Technically escaped. It was worth a try. Literally just diamond armor equivalent with no enchants. No enchants whatsoever. Worth a shot. Worth a shot. What can I say? Oh, that's right. You go into here. I was like, where's my personal shrinking device? Never understood why personal shrinking device becomes a thing. Is there like a hotkey I can do? You know. Warning, unbreakable for non-creative players. What does that mean? I'm very confused. What does that mean? Unbreakable for non-creative players? I don't know the meaning of that. There you go. Mission accomplished. Got a nether star. Who says my armor isn't powerful? Who says? And that wasn't even like all my upgrades, right? When you get to Eclipse Outlet, you get some pretty good stuff going on. I'm just saying. A little self-heal going on. Which tier do I get the, like, there's a tier, I think it's Eclipse Alloy, where I can have, like, whatchamacallit, the thing that makes you not, it clears all my, what did I call it? Yeah, Death Protection's a good one. Debuff Remover, that's another good one. Yeah, there's some good upgrades in Eclipse Alloy tier. Anyway, I've got another star, which means it's time to make this and this, right? So we're going to need an Ender Crafter, which needs Ender Ingots. We'll make 10 of them, give or take, right? And then we're going to need an Ender something or other. Alternator. And these basically power the crafting process. But I can co-op this island for, you know, this purpose, right? And then you get a couple Eyes of Ender. Right? And I guess we just put them in there. And then you guys start. It's been a while since we've seen this mod, right? Am I crazy? I feel like it's been a while. Feels like it's been a while. Let's go. And as a reminder, more alternators would yield more results. So that's cool. Quest completed, Power of the End. That is a main progression line for us. So that is going to unlock our ability to make tier 4 goo, which I think I can make now. Right? Is there anything holding me up? I just need another one of those shard dudes, which I can print from over here. Possibly. What am I short on? Quantum. And quantum we said was going to be uranium based, right? So I have some uranium dust. Right? And that can be combined into that, which can be smelted, I assume, just like normal. And then you can be centrifuged, and you'll get a bunch of stuff. We're probably going to want a couple matter dudes for that purpose. No biggie. And then you should be able to spit out at least one echo shard, and if we want more, what I'll want to do is drill down some wool. And I think wool will get me a bunch of stuff that will yield more ender pearls for me. Or not ender pearls, but more skulk. See, now we can do 18 skulk. And climbing. Pretty cool, actually. So there's your echo shard, which makes things so much cooler. And now we have Shadow Pulse goo. And we can go replace you with our Shadow Pulse goo. Right? And then you just need Skulk. Or what else did I make it? Echo Shard? No, it's that one. Okay, yeah, so we have Skulk. And remember, we can make more of this using the same exact mechanic. So we should be able to print, like, a ton of Skulk. So that's cool. And then we should be able to get, like, a bunch of netherite bricks. Okay. And then we have a ton of ancient debris. What's a good way to process you? So I think enrichment chamber gets me 2 for sure, right? Mechanical squeezer has a chance to get me 2. Crusher will get me 3, which then can be yeah, so I should get a crusher. I don't know if we have a crusher, but I should get a crusher. Enrichment chamber will get me 2. I think it's worth to get the 3, right? Cool. And then mechanism, I think I've got a speed and an energy upgrade in here. Sweet. And then you can do thing. And if it ever turns out that we need the crusher, like right now I'm using the sack mill as a crusher, but like this recipe didn't exist there. So, and then what, you enrichment chamber, right? Yepper. You could get some upgrades for sure. Give me 4. And 8, please. Much better. That's cool. So now we have tons of that stuff, and I don't feel bad using the blocks of netherite. And we should be producing more, because, like, all of this is pretty well automated still, right? We did burn through all our redstone here, but I'm assuming we got a lot of quartz. We did. We got, like, remember we were out of quartz? We now have 4,000 quartz. Because of the many, many redstones I placed in the thing. So that's cool. So now we can go and upgrade these. Just a little tick accelerating. And then we're going to need more skulk. I should add achievements. Like, I've never been an achievement person, so like I never really care. But like I should do it. I'm sure it's easy. I suspect it's extremely easy. It's probably, like, minuscule efforts to get achievements added. But, like, you know, Dire. You can be lazy sometimes. So that means we should be able to get, why do we have that's right, we have a coast auto because I just melted them. I was about to say, like, why do we have these in here? Oh, right, I literally just made them. Dire, please. Right? So we're going to want, bunch of these ultimately, right? So that should be cool. What kind of thing are you? We have an Eclipse alloy up there already? How do we have an Eclipse alloy item frame doohickey up there already? Did I get that as like a thing? Oh well, I wasted a few Eclipse alloys. Forgive me. Right, so then you guys, just to be clear, is there any, like, sneaky molten ancient debris, huh? 4 to 4 yields 1. So that is not an improvement, right? I'm just checking to see if there's any... What are you? Netherite scrappy alloy from FTB. Okay. That's interesting. That's cool. right? And then 4 becomes 1. So it's ultimately does not matter, right? I need to increase the range of that void teleporty bit. He is just not at all far enough. Like, I need to, like, double or triple that value, right? So I'm trying to decide if there was a reason I made it so short-ranged. I really shouldn't. Anyway, Eclipse alloy. I should now be able to upgrade all my armors. So, Eclipse alloy, template, and helmet, and chestplate, and hooray! We get all the things. Also, we will do this with sword. Void shift 1, I think I just crafting table, right? I don't know if I care about this less jumping up. Maybe. But, like, pickaxe is not that important to me. So for now, I'm going to hold off on caring. What I will do is upgrade you, though, because you give me one of my favorite abilities. And remember, you have to rebind this, because I don't carry across these settings, but void shift is a left click. But yeah, this needs to be further than 30 blocks. 30 blocks is... I should make that, like, 150 blocks. Like, I need to, like... I want it to be, like, I don't care what you're looking at. Like, you can go from here to those islands if you want. If you can see it, you can click it. That's what I should be doing. I need to figure out why I made that so short. Okay, but now I can do one of my favorite things, which is this. Woohoo! That's cool. That's cool. And what I just now realized and did not know until this moment is that, like, if you do that in the downward direction, it, like, removes... So you can't click on water with it, but you can click on blocks, and it'll go through the one. So that's a cool... That's a cool I didn't entirely plan for. But you could also just do, like, you know, do that and, like, be cool with it too, right? That'll make things like this easier, so I don't have to do this nonsense no more. Speaking of nonsense. Gotta clean this up now. Alright, let's get some cool upgrades. Debuff remover will be a cool one. Control click that, please. And, like, I know at least a few more on my future. So we're gonna have to get some more ferrocore. To do would be automating these, maybe. We'll see. Magnodon. Okay. So you're gonna do debuff remover. Death protection will be a fun one. Oh, I need time crystals for that, don't I? Okay, yeah, so time crystal will be so, oh, I need time crystals for flight? Did I do that or did FTB do that? I feel like time crystals are not part of the vanilla flight recipe. I think FTP decided I needed that. Okay, so time crystals are in my future. But that shouldn't be hard now, right? Time crystals should actually be exceedingly easy. Just dire things, time. Did they change the recipe? So time crystal block will make a budding time crystal block, right? I agree. You can apparently get them in barrels. Did they remove the recipe where the amethyst doohickey thingy, whatchamacallit? Am I missing out on time crystals here? I'm assuming I don't yet have any time crystals. Nope. So talk to me about how I get time. Maybe in the Just Dire Things chapter. I will handle this in. Altering time. Time crystals be found in the rift. These can be turned into the budding time crystal block using Shadow Pulse goo. To create and harvest time crystals from these, you'll need to make use of swapper machines. To start placing the budding time crystal block in the overworld, after a little bit of time, the block will make a noise and change colors. It means it's ready to be moved. The next step will be moving the budding time crystal block to the nether, and for it to absorb energy there, just like before, it will make a sound and change colors when ready. Finally, you'll need to transport the budding block to a compact machine world. So, fun story. FTB team reached out to me, was like, "Hey, Dire, just Dire things to set up so that it's overworld, then Nether, then the end. Can you make a config or some way for us to make that, you know, what we want and change that?" So I did. So this is what that was for. Cool. So yeah, neat. So long story short, we're going to need to compact machine our time crystals. We're also going to need to get to the rift before we can do that, which I assume is what this chapter's been, you know, all about. And look, there's even a buying time crystal. Okay, cool. Sweet. So I think it starts with here and going up this way, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. I don't know. It might actually be the other way. No, you know what it is? No, it is. It is top down. So you start here, you work your way down, you get to the rift. Then when you're there, you can get time crystals. Cool, cool, cool. And then you do all these things in addition to the heart of the rift to get home. Is that cool? Okay. I'm with you on that. Sweet. All right, so let's see. At the very least, I was able to get that dude. Can I get lava immunity? I think I can. That would be a nice one to get at least. 1, 2, lava immunity. Then we just need ancient debris, which remind me where I was getting that from. Sluicing. Oh, that's right, the crushed basalt. Yes, 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 yes. Crushed basalt. You're going to go in there, and you're going to get me ancient debris, right? Yep. Speaking of, remember I said I was going to come back and check on this? Look who's all empty and awesome. Look who's all empty and awesome. Good job, smelting factory. And everybody's just running constantly producing resources now. Awesome. All right, so I've got 1, 2 ancient debris, which is enough for scrap, which is enough for lava immunity. Sweet. And then the other 2 we'll have to wait for time crystals before we can get. I am, like, relatively certain that I didn't make plates require time crystals, did I? Is that vanilla? Dire doesn't know his own mod. Dire doesn't know vanilla. Dire doesn't know his own mod. You know, this is known. These are facts that everybody who watches this channel is aware of. All right, so that knocks you and you off here. And then if I wanted to, I could go configure my debuff remover with like a nice key like H. That would be cool. I'm assuming. Yep, there we go. And then it has that little timeout down there on the left, right? And that's before it can be used again. Cool. Nice. Well, I don't know why it's using that one. That feels like the wrong... I don't know. Anyway, that also does depth protection. So look who's down in the deep, dark, oceany place without a problem. Dire is. Because I just remembered, if you look at the tooltip in here, it says wearing a full suit provides crush protection. So now I've got underwater breathing and crush protection, which means I can go as deep as I want, presumably. Right, over here is where things got really deep. And do I have swimmers on swim speed? Yes, I do. Awesome. And is swim speed, like, nice and fast? Yeah, it is. Nice. So look at how fast I go. How cool is that? We can go as deep as I want. And if I get lost... You're gonna have to be extended. Hooray! We've escaped! Alright, I know where I'm going, I promise. There's my base. Now we're cooking. Right? Right? How cool is that? Now we can do all the things. So if we check our quests now for under pressure, we will see that the next task is platinum. I'm excited to see all these different metal types that I'll be able to use with this Shadow Pulse goo. More importantly, the liquid fuel I can make with this should be extra potent. Craft or find raw platinum, then smelt it into ingots. So that will be requiring Eclipse Ember fuel plus adamant dust, and superheating it makes platinum. Okay. Or we can apparently find platinum, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know if it like actually world gens or not. The quest said craft or find, but I suspect we're gonna want to craft, right? So if we get some polymorphic, let's get like 4 of them. And then we're going to want, from just dire things, we're going to want some blaze ember. We're gonna want probably a lot of coal. I might just stick with that value of coal. We're going to want skulk, because we're going to need to charge this up. I might need to make more skulk. And I should really be automating this at this point. So you died again? I was commenting to myself earlier, and I don't think I said this on camera, but I definitely thought the words to myself, wow, when I had the Void Flame goo, or whatever, the tier 3 goo, I did not really, it didn't die often. Now I'm paying for that. It's purely RNG. It's configurable too, for you pack makers out there. Okay. And then we can this. That's pretty cool. Awesome. Sauce. And then that should be cool. Right? And then now I get one of these. Whew. Yeah, we should definitely, we are absolutely going to need to automate this. Yep, 100%. But at the very least, we've got a few buckets worth, right? So what I'll do is 3 buckets worth, right? So we'll do 3, 3, 3, and 3, but in this order. And then we're going to want to actually have you on 4 so that you can be on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Slow down there. Now you can speed up again. Cool. Just to get the ball rolling, right? And then to make adamant, right? So then you adamant dust, and that's it. Okay, so we're gonna want 6 adamant dust. And I'm gonna go on a limb and assume I can just sag mill it. Hooray! The answer to that question is yes. And then we should be getting platinum. Hooray! Task complete. And then presumably I can, like, process that in some way. Yeah, what do I got currently? I can 1-to-1 it with that. I can 3-to-4 it with an enrichment chamber. Can I not sag mill you? It feels rare enough that I should probably be doing something smart about it. I guess no sag mill, huh? Bit of a bummer. I could probably do a quickie purification chamber. Throw oxygen at it. And then that'll become... Really, 8x is it? 8x seems like a lot. Guess so. 8x? Really? Is that usually how it goes? Purification chamber? Is that... No? I wonder if that's like a custom recipe for platinum. I ain't gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I need you to know how to make these, please. Thank you. I guess I need you to know how to make these, please. Thank you. Also, I never set up anything for automatically making, like, the right stuffs. So, like, that's gonna bite me at some point, right? Like, I'm never feeding the redstone-y bits in. So at some point, I'm gonna run out of redstone and be like, why isn't my auto-crafting working? And the answer will be, because you never automated redstone going into the thing, Direwolf. Purification chamber. Yuppers. And then we're going to need a electrolytic. Yeah, you. And you've got most of the things you need for that, minus iron dust, which I'm going to teach you real quick in here. Thank you. Cool. And cool. All right. So you can chill like here with you. And then again, what I'll wind up doing, can you not? With the water going in and stuff? Were there a way for me to click that in there? Guess not. It's actually kind of funny to me. Okay. Then what I'll do is get a fluid collector. I thought I had taught you how to make these, but I guess not. That works. And then you're going to dump excess of the hydrogen. And we're going to muffle that immediately. Mechanism, electrolytic separator. Cool. And then oxygen for chemicals will be cyan. You already had that, right? Oxygen, cyan. Yes, that works. Cool. And then we should be able to purify this guy. And then mechanism speed-ups, please. At this point, I should just be making 100 at a time, but meh. What's so slow? Why are you so slow? What? What? I have no explanation for why all of a sudden he decided that that's how you work. I know I copied and pasted these, but they've been working for like 10 episodes. And all of a sudden, not so much. That's really kind of funny, right? All right, so I think that's probably a good wrapping up point for the episode. So we've got major progress today. We've got you, which can then now be... so the Crusher can do good things with you. And that's fair, right? All right, wrapping up point. Double20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and probably decide if we need to automate the goo making coal thing. Because we might. And if we do, we will. For now, take it easy.